I've been sharing time with my friend Madleen here, and we started talking about the healing journey, and her journey just touched me profoundly. And I wanted to just get started something about what is healing. And it's a general term, but when you know someone that's been hit hard by the toughest reality possible, I'm always curious about what a person's journey is when they have those things happen. And you were just talking freely about your journey as a person from Palestine.
Yeah.
What would you share with people out here
Yeah.
about that? Like the moment some months ago.
Yeah, I do want to acknowledge that first. It's really hard to say, and I appreciate you acknowledging my journey, but it's really hard to point out and say like the toughest journey for someone, because I think everyone goes through a tough journey internally, and based on how we've been able to, or well equipped we've been able to work through our emotions is so different. Like I always say, it's like, it's not really fair to compare that this person's journey was worse than another person's journey, even though to the mind's eye they might believe that way, but it's all different based on how we feel, and we all have emotions, right? So like, yeah, your story could have struck you a lot harder. Like someone else who, might have lost a cat, they could have been grieving for years and years and years because that cat meant so much to them. So, but yeah, I just was talking to Jeremy about my journey and how cacao came into my life, and it's been an overall like the yoga journey, cacao, bhakti, all of it has really made an effect and impact on my journey. But specifically, cacao was one of the most transformative spirits that came into my life, and I've done other plant medicines like ayahuasca and mushrooms, and cacao, which is so gentle. It's 100% chocolate, like ceremonial grade chocolate, was the one that affected me the most. And so the story behind cacao is that the Mayans and the Aztecs and Olmecs and Toltecs used it as a way to find humanity, to create humanity, but also was used as currency. And then actually there's a lot of unfortunate stories that have happened with cacao too. Like the tribe that I was connected to in Costa Rica was unfortunately slaughtered by people from Ecuador, which I assume were the Spaniards that came in, for rubber trees, which killed a lot of their cacao trees and killed a lot of the tribe members. And the first cacao that I sat with was from Ecuador. So there's like this duality to see, this pain that was created, but also this medicine that came from this country has also impacted me. So my first journey with cacao was in 2021, when I was going through a deep grieving process with Palestine. I had seen some things that were happening on my phone for the first time, and it brought me back to my childhood when I went to Palestine in second grade and came back, and 9/11 happened. And it was a really confusing time for me after seeing what was happening, because I have citizenship there, and being super confused, and then coming back and then being called the terrorist. And it was like, whoa, because I grew up, in the Muslim faith. And so it was a very confusing time for me. I've kind of gone through this dark night of a soul since I was a young kid. And, but it's really helped me, think for myself. And also, since I was a child, wanting to create a space for people to feel welcomed, because I didn't feel welcomed in both like Palestine, but also in the States for being Arab and Muslim. And so since I was young, I actually always wanted to be that person that made people feel welcome, like welcoming the new kid into class. And to this day, I'm like that too. I love, I want people to feel welcomed, because that was something that I had trouble feeling as a young kid. So when I was witnessing things on my phone for the first time with Palestine and seeing people's, thoughts and comments about what was happening, it brought me back to this little girl that was wanting to be heard and wanting to be seen and know that I'm not doing anything wrong. And a lot of pain and anger came up, And at one point, I was reposting and doing these things, and then all of a sudden I just heard a voice in my head say, sit with cacao, stop and sit with cacao. And I didn't really know what cacao was. I didn't know the benefits of it. I had heard of it from this girl that I was following through Instagram, whose cacao is from Ecuador. Her family's from Ecuador. So I decided to buy some cacao from her, and for a month straight I would sit with cacao or mud water or tea, and I would meditate for half an hour and just let whatever come through. And I had so much grief come through. Like, I was feeling my little child, like I was feeling my grandmother who lost her son. I was feeling my father. I was feeling just family members like carrying their loved ones dead, and was like feeling myself as them. And to the point where I even felt myself, like had the vision of myself as a sniper going to shoot someone. And it was very intense but very powerful at the same time. There was like this weight after I had released that, after I had grieved that was like, whoa, like to have the vision of me like feeling the pain but also creating the pain. And then unfortunately at the same time I was also breaking the heart of a loved one that I was with, and I didn't know why I was breaking their heart. And part of me feels like it's because I was supposed to be shown that not only do I feel pain, but also I create pain unintentionally, and sometimes people unintentionally create pain. And we all do that. We all create pain. We all receive pain, and in the end, what it really showed me was to like let go and to trust and to just feel, and it brought me closer to myself, which then brought me closer to incredible people in my life, to have that compassion when I'm able to feel the pain that I have, and also to forgive myself for pain that I have done upon someone, has really brought me closer to my family, to my friends, and attracted really incredible people in my life too. I think it's really easy to want to be the victim in any situation that has caused this pain. But to me, during that grieving process, I was able to witness the pain of other people, and know that like I'm not the only one experiencing pain. There's a lot of people in this world that really go through dark, dark pain. And I was able to like feel that, but I still don't know what it's like for our neighbor, what they would have done, what they would have felt. But I know that we all feel sadness, we all feel pain, we all feel fear, we all feel joy, and yeah, it was a very impactful experience for me. And just seeing that shift, it was like letting go of this identity that I ended up actually shaving my hair. Like I had, my hair was down to here, and I just felt the weight, because they say hair holds memory, and I really felt the weight of my hair, and I just wanted to let go of this identity, because I also noticed how identity separates us. Like it's so easy for us to like have an identity for us to fit into a group, like being a yoga instructor, I fit in with the yogis or whatever, like, or being Arab, I fit in with the Arabs. And it's very easy to identify ourselves so that we can fit into something, but also identity can really create separation. And so I was working through letting go of my identity, and I realized my hair was a big part of my identity, so I shaved it all off. And it was a very transformative experience for me. And in that moment, I just had this this calling to really share cacao. Before I did, but before I shaved my hair, I had the call to share cacao, but I really wanted to continue to share cacao. I felt like my intention was to inspire others to also work through the pain that's within themselves, so that they can forgive themselves, and that so they can also forgive those who have created pain. Because I really feel that we all have like a soul's journey, a soul's plan, a karmic, plan to inspire people to come into love with themselves. Like when someone says, God, show me patience, or Creator, show me patience, maybe we might be stuck in traffic for 8 hours, and that is our opportunity to know patience, and so, yeah, I really feel really grateful. I've been able to host many ceremonies, and each ceremony is so different based on what we need, what I need. And there's some that are very uncomfortable, and there's some that are very joyous, and some that are very gentle, and they've all been so different. And I'm so excited to collaborate with you and just to see like what comes through with your incredible alchemy with sound. So
right, so you've been willing to team up with me. We have the sound instruments in the background, and we're both healers, and we're interested in being compassionate to everyone. And I feel like people that have gone into that authentic place, through whatever experiences they've had, usually tough, there's a theme. There's a compassion for everybody, no matter what the journey looks like. It's very Buddhist as well. I have this documentary I've seen many, many times of the marathon monks in Mount Hiei. Have you ever seen this video? They go on 7,000-mile marathons.
Wow.
It's like 7 years.
Wow.
And the documentary is about one Buddhist monk going through this ceremony, this journey in the mountains, 7 years marathon. And they ask him at the end, what did he get from this? And I'm waiting for like this Buddhist lesson and some great scripture from Buddhism or doctrine, and he goes gratitude. And in the video, some of the teachers within that organization were talking about they are doing that journey knowing everyone on the planet suffers equally.
Yeah.
And they're just choosing their version of it consciously.
Yeah.
And so on the behalf of all beings, I'm consciously going on this journey as a devotion. Yeah. And knowing no matter who I encounter, they are a human and it's not easy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And to have an attitude about healing in every case with whoever we encounter.
Yeah, I always love to see the word healing as just feeling, right? Like in order for us to heal, we have to feel.
Right,
Which can be that's such a hard thing, especially in our
right.
masculine-driven mindset or structured-driven mindset. And it's a lot of unprogramming and vulnerability. And yeah, for me, to be able to see someone release in that vulnerable space is it touches me in such a way. Even get emotional thinking about it. Seeing someone break down and to feel them is wow. I just find so much gratitude for people who are able to do that.
And the fact that you're willing to share your story in the way you just have, and we're going to send it out there, helps people open up to their vulnerabilities as well. So your courage is really a profound setup. And, for what we're doing, giving space for people to have that feeling space for the toughest things in them or making an opening for something they haven't been able to deal with.
Yeah.
And to have a compassionate space for people to be in and share their level of comfort is a real gift to give. And you have an answer. You have cacao with song ceremony. We're doing sound. So that with people being open, letting these sounds of this medicine touch these parts that are opening in that setting.
Yeah.
That's something I'm excited about.
Yeah, we've got the sound of the voice.
Right.
The sound of the breath, the sound of even the body moving. We'll be doing some movement. So the sound of what's going on internally in the body and this amazing sound. I'm so looking forward to it.
I am so looking forward to it too. Thank you for sharing all of that. And we set this up just so you get a sense of who you're going to encounter at some of our events as we create them. And thank you for listening. Have a blessed day.
Have a great day.